Alright, and we are officially live. Hey guys, this is Brad and Mike from Dallas Geek. And for those of you who did not see our post about this yesterday, actually, sorry for the slightly late notification, we are actually going to be talking today about our time at Fan Expo Dallas this year. Mike?
Would you go over Vinny Velasquez or, I don't know, Griffin Canning if you needed a spot starter for your fantasy team? This is fantasy baseball talk, right?
No. To be fair, I was actually going to ask, is that some new anime character?
Well, let me put this down. Okay, so what are we doing? what are we?
We are talking about, everything Fan Expo. Yeah, the thing that we did
Okay.
last weekend.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, Mike, while I try to finish fixing our little interface so we can actually see if anybody's trying to send us comments, do you want to give everybody the overview on what happened at Fan Expo?
Yeah, okay, just not fantasy baseball, right? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, wrong nerdy thing.
Okay, right, yeah. Sorry.
Remember,
Wait, nerdy.
You're the sports nerd here.
I don't know if sports and nerds can be classified in...
You have an event that a ton of people get together for this popular thing. They dress up like their favorite characters and then pretend to be them for random periods and support their broadcast. What the heck would you call that?
Okay, yeah, you kind of got me there.
Oh, and fans spend an inordinate amount of time caring about other people's lives within this thing to a level of obsession that you usually reserve for Trekkies and Star Wars nerds.
Yeah.
Are you really saying that fantasy sports people aren't exactly nerds?
I kind of don't really have a counter for any of that.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So, you want to get into the overview, please?
Yes, I do. So, last weekend was Fan Expo Dallas, down at the convention center, downtown. We had a lot of fun. They were gracious enough to give us press credentials for this one. So this was our first expo that we got to be credited press, and we had access to everything and basically anything.
Which, I will say, just like last year, we do really want to thank everybody over at Fan Expo Dallas. If it hadn't been for you guys reaching out to us back in the fall for Dallas Fan Days, and then continuing to let us come and cover the expo this year, I honestly don't know if it would have been as much fun as it was for us.
And liking the stuff that we do. Yeah,
you guys were just amazing to us, and we will continue to be grateful for being brought in to such an awesome convention. So,
and we'll keep giving you guys good content.
Yeah,
and we won't make total fools of ourselves.
Yeah. Don't know if
although we will make our friends cry.
Don't know if we're allowed to name drop her right now, but Dana, thank you.
Well, you just did.
Dana, thank you. You're awesome. And of course, Andrew, the awesome VP of Fan Expo HQ.
He was nice enough to take time out of his busy day to do a quick interview with us, talking about everything that everyone had to look forward to. And when I say busy, he literally met us. We did like a 5-minute interview, and they ushered him away to go take care of something else.
And that something else was a radio interview, because, why stop at 1 or even 2 interviews for the day?
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm pretty sure he actually came to talk to us from another interview.
Yeah.
So, Andrew Moyes, one of the great guys whose hard work is the reason why Fan Expo conventions are able to even happen in the first place.
Why is my chair shorter than yours?
Well, you can raise it. It's about to lower mine, but then I just realized yours comes up.
There we go.
Ha!
was like,
So-
I'm not that much shorter than you.
No, you're not. But that's kind of whatever.
No, so that's the first thing that we got to do. We got in there Friday. We immediately went to do the interview, and then they were just kind of like, cool. So press gets you basically into anywhere, gets you in 30 minutes ahead of time. Go have fun.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, sadly,
I mean, we walked around a lot.
Yeah.
Which wasn't fun, but
not for you. You and your poor knees.
Back and ankles.
And just general body,
Yeah.
But I will say, the one downside to press credentials at most of these conventions is just because you get press access doesn't mean that you actually get access to any of the big name guests, which is probably the biggest thing that we've learned getting into these is that all press access means is you get slightly better access to convention resources than your average person going around trying to do this on their own dime. But even then, you are still begging, pleading, and trying to schmooze as many PR reps and personal managers as possible to get anybody that is of recognizable status to say yes to talking to you, which, that's just what we do, and honestly, we are getting better at that.
Yeah. Unless you just kind of happen to dumb luck into running into somebody and they're like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, like probably one of my coolest interview of the weekend, Dylan Struzen. So if the last name sounds familiar, that would be because the world-renowned movie artist Drew Struzan, the guy that has been responsible for making every recognizable movie poster for the last,
Ever.
3 decades, 4 decades, give or take, plus before that, some of the most recognizable album covers during the 70s and 80s. This is a guy that if Spielberg did it, if Lucas did it, or if
either one of them produced it.
Yeah, if they were attached to it at all, or if it was considered a major classic from the last half century,
Pretty much.
he probably did the poster for it. And
there's about an 80% chance he did the poster for it.
Yeah. So Dylan is Drew's wife, and she actually was there promoting her newest true crime novel that she had worked tirelessly for over 20 years to be able to get this thing together. And when the book comes in at over 600 pages and it's a part 1, you know that a lot of time was spent on it. But to be fair, from what I was able to get through the book so far, it was really impressive, honestly. I can't wait to be able to find time to actually read the full thing. I got to get through the highlights of it, and Dylan filled me in on the rest of the details. And I really do want to try to find the time to get through this whole thing because it is absolutely fascinating. And for the Drew Struzan fans out there, he not only did the cover art for the book, but he actually did illustrations to start every single chapter in the book. And I mean, if the story itself, being of one of the great American gangsters who took organized crime in America out of the hands of the Italian mafia and actually Americanized it, isn't enough of a pull for you, then honestly, the hell are you doing? That is just awesome.
You can swear, but I can't.
Hell's not a swear word.
Okay. You and I are going to talk later. Because that's some... never mind.
Hey, if it can be said in PG-13 movies, it's safe.
I get one F-bomb every PG-13 movie. Yes. Yes.
Family-friendly PG-13 movies. We'll go there.
So I can dismember somebody with a dinosaur, but I can't drop an F-bomb.
I mean, if you have a dinosaur to dismember somebody with, sure.
I'm working on it.
Okay, so... Oh, hey, Kyla.
She does. She does. That's true.
Kyla's getting on to me now, too.
We can just send Maddie after her again.
Well, to be fair, she's backing you up on this, so you might want to be nice to her. She's telling me that when she goes after her kids in class, that she gets on to them about saying hell as well.
Right, I get that, but
So-
we can still send Maddie after her. Just
Sorry,
for,
Kyla,
For my comic sake.
We love you, or at least I love you. Mike, Mike's Mike.
It's true. True.
So anyway, yeah, so what else did we get to do for the convention?
We made Kyla cry.
Yeah, Kyla's not liking that. But yeah, to be fair, we did. Well, sorry, you did. I just recorded it.
Yeah, that was funny.
Sorry, I did not contribute to the planning, but I totally enjoyed the execution.
But when he found out, he didn't stop it. So that makes you an accessory.
Yeah.
At least I'm pretty sure that's how the law works.
Kyla's mom's coming in on it too.
I have no shame. Shame, child, please. No, so that was, Friday was a bit of a hectic day because we got in there and we had to immediately hit the ground running.
Yeah.
We had to scout out what we wanted to do. We had the game plan for the entire weekend. And then Saturday comes in and we got to do a little bit more kind of roaming and a little bit more exploring.
Yep.
We got to go talk to the people at the Ripley's booth, which is pretty cool.
Ripley's, believe it or not, they actually had a booth at Fan Expo. If you live here in Dallas, you've probably seen that they actually have a location here in Dallas as well.
Yeah.
And some of their stuff did come from that location. Some of it came from their LA location, which was really cool because they had Luke Skywalker's original lightsaber from the first movie, Indiana Jones' whip.
From Last Crusade.
Yeah.
The hoverboard from Back to the Future 2.
Yep. They had some shrunken heads, which when we actually put out the video from the interview, you guys will get to see that they actually got to explain how the shrunken heads were made to Mike, which he thoroughly loved.
It was gross. It was gross.
And then they had maybe your favorite item
the
there,
other gross thing.
a giant ball of hair. And by giant, I mean...
Would they say it was like 160 pounds?
Yeah,
like growing for like over 100 and something years.
Think
Oh.
the size of the giant beach balls that are tossed around at EDM concerts, and it's about that size, but hair. Like pure hair.
And you contributed to it.
Yes, I did. Although, to be fair, I had the picture of my contribution was my typical, completely dorky, unprepared.
You are
So
you very much do personify that.
it was a thing.
Yeah, with some stuff. I did. I did.
Yes, Mike absolutely got molested by a puppet.
I did.
To be fair, that was kind of my idea, kind of Kyla's, and it was awesome.
Notice how this is never my idea.
And
Just
I
saying.
see no problem with this.
I know you don't, because you're not the one getting molested by a puppet.
I have no problem getting molested by a puppet. But you're the one that gets creeped out by it, so we put you in that
There's
situation.
nothing natural about it.
You're saying.
Tell me Bert and Ernie aren't serial killers.
Wow, I've heard a lot of theories about Bert and Ernie. That's never been one of them. Granted, I've heard that theory about Oscar the Grouch.
Well, everybody knows Oscar kills people. Have you seen his demeanor? I'd kill people too if I lived in a trash can.
Fair. Fair.
You want to get us back on the rails?
Yes. So puppets. That was another big thing from Friday.
Our good friend Hector.
And Saturday, a little bit, and then Sunday. So Hector from TG Comics down in Austin, he had with him this year 3 awesome puppets. Of course, Raz, the blue fuzzy, wonderful monster that you guys got to see the video from last fall's Fan Days for, and that he was always a good addition. But then he had 2 new additions. One who German troll thing?
German Yoda.
Basically. Sure. Like if the Fraggles got dumped in a vat of radioactive chemicals, it's probably.
Did you say the Fraggles?
Yeah. Like that's probably what we would have come back with is this this other puppet, and then.
Just keep talking.
And then another creepy clown that didn't have a name yet, but was very fond of Mike.
He will haunt my damn nightmares.
And he liked you.
Yes.
He really liked you. He sang to you.
He did.
A bit. And did things to you.
I can't, yeah, I was about to say, I can't show anybody on the doll where he touched me because he is the doll, but, you know.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, what else?
What else did we do?
So we did,
that isn't our normal dumb crap that we do.
I mean, we got a chance to go, have another proper interview with Dee. Another solo interview with just her, that's better quality than what we were able to do last Fan Expo.
I don't know if it was better quality because I was the one that was talking to her.
Well, the final version is going to be a better quality than that because, we actually knew what the hell we were doing this time.
It's true.
And I actually know how to edit properly now.
But it got super awkward super fast, but...
I mean, but that's like most of our interviews.
I think it's just me.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to talk to Shane finally.
We finally got to I would say sit down, but more stand and talk to Shane.
Yep.
In his absolutely badass little black box light setup that he had at the convention. It was this thing that was inspired by this video game music video concept, and he actually created the more or less real version of it, and took it to Fan Expo and got people's pictures in it.
It was pretty sweet, yeah.
It was really awesome.
Wish I could have gotten some headshots in it. Update that portfolio of mine.
Next time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put the effort to make it, I highly doubt he's not going to bring it out again.
Right.
Because it was kind of awesome.
And everybody that was getting pictures with him seemed to love it.
Oh, so. Yeah. Like this thing... Like I thought his test shoot with old Jack Burton was pretty awesome, but I think it was either his first or second official published photo from the convention with I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he was one of the featured cosplayers there that had just this giant suit of armor that he was wearing.
That was pretty cool.
His photo was probably my favorite so far because even though he barely fit in this box, and it was a big box, but this guy's armor was so massive he barely fit. It still came out looking amazing.
Yeah. We got to talk to Dalen again. Well, I got to talk to him. You missed that.
Yep.
He was in proper Aquaman garb, not mild-mannered Arthur Curry fisheries. What was it? Fisheries and aquatics manager, I think. Do we still have the business card? Because that would be hilarious if we did. Yeah.
We do, actually.
That's really funny. So he was in full Aquaman garb. We got to talk to Charlotte and Andy, friends of the show. We got to talk to a lot of people this weekend.
Yes, I actually have a...
We've gotten way...
Here we go.
Executive Aquatics
Arthur Curry,
Management.
Executive Aquatics Management, Inc.
Yeah.
He is
Sustainable Fisheries Consultant.
There it
That's
is.
what he was, yeah. So,
it's kind of awesome.
yeah, that was great. He brought out the actual Aquaman. He brought the Trident out. God, who didn't we talk to is a better question this week. This past weekend, I should say, because we talked to everybody. The cool thing that you missed,
Yeah.
we got to talk to some dudes that were dressed up as Rick and Morty from the universe where William Wallace won. So they were in full William Wallace Braveheart Rick and Morty garb. That was fantastic. They were in
Sure.
kilts. He had the long blue Rick hair with the braids in it like William Wallace. They had the William Wallace face paint. It was absolutely fantastic. That was actually probably one of my favorite kind of, I guess, original cosplays that I saw this weekend.
I mean, there were some pretty awesome originals, to be fair. But yeah, no, that was, looking back at the interview for it, they look pretty awesome.
But yeah, we talked to everybody this weekend. Everybody that we know that we're friends with, we talked to. We got so many people on camera. We made new friends. I was just saying that randomly.
I was like, do you have somebody specific in mind?
I mean, I got an
Or, like-
8-year-old that was dressed as Pennywise the Clown to scare the bejesus out of one of our friends.
Yeah, but that's Maddie. Maddie's just awesome.
Right, yeah. So I would say that now that we've shared that experience of making somebody cry, I think we're friends at this point.
So yeah, if you guys have never heard of Maddie, she is probably one of the youngest featured cosplayers around Dallas-Fort Worth, and she's just awesome. Like, the level of commitment that she puts into not just the costumes, but the performance once she puts them on is very impressive for someone her age.
Terrorizing everybody on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah. No, her
When she breaks out
Pennywise is one of her best.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So that was.
Although speaking of Pennywise, so one new friend we actually did make, although sadly we did not have an opportunity to stop and talk to her. Megan from
yes.
was it Isla Cosplay?
I think so.
Here,
That sounds
that's my
right.
phone.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Anyway, so she, every time we've interviewed one of our cosplay friends, and they've talked about their friend Megan, who is just absolutely kick-ass with costume making. This is the girl they're talking about. Isley Cosplay. Go follow her on Instagram.
Do it for the gram. as the kids
Absolutely
say.
worth your time. Like, her costume making ability is it is beyond impressive. So yeah, no, I would have to say, if you are gonna follow somebody new, you should follow her. I'm really sad that we never had a chance to be able to track her down to talk to her after I finally officially met her and had a chance to talk to her on Friday.
Yeah.
Because on Friday she was dressed up as Pennywise and had just, oh my gosh, one of the most impressive demon Pennywise faces going that I think I've ever seen. Like, she even had like the little needle teeth sticking out of her mouth.
That was pretty awesome.
To such a like consistent level that, like, I forgot how she said that she had them in there to actually stay with the movement of her jaw without falling out or getting kind of offset, because she did say it was like a little custom, like slightly custom thing, that how she had it all put together, but it was,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. And then on Saturday, when we wanted to talk to her the most, and literally kept passing her, like, you know, she was on the other end of the hall and we saw her just long enough to be able to see her walk away, or then we'd be walking past. She was dressed up as Doc Ock from Enter the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
And Chris, yeah, no, the
Oh yeah, we have an in. That's right. We got to interview Chris finally. We got to get Chris on camera. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sadly, yet again, on the day I wasn't there.
I'm noticing that I have a lot more fun when you're not around. Maybe that's because there isn't anybody to keep me in line. I can just kind of run around and do my own crazy thing. Chris, comment or like if you had a good time with me. Let me rephrase that. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there.
Kyla's saying, you did Mando? Mondo?
Our buddy Mondo.
Oh!
Mondo said I loved my time with the puppet.
Oh, yeah.
Do you not know how to read? Jesus.
Well, I see Mando. My first thought is Star Wars Mando for, like, Mandalorian. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mondo.
You hear that, Mondo? He doesn't respect your people's culture.
Wow. We went there, apparently.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Anyway.
That's really
yeah, so that was all a thing.
I'm never interviewing you again then, Chris.
But to be fair, so yeah, Chris, yeah, you did get a chance to finally talk to him about his stuff, which was really awesome. Oh my, yeah, no, actually Mike did. I was trying to avoid it.
The hell he was.
Anyway, but yeah, so we, what else?
We got to talk to Heather. We got to talk to...
We got to talk to Heather a couple times.
Yes, we did, unfortunately.
We got to talk to, oh, Jay, or you got to talk to Jay.
Use your words. Very good.
Yeah, so, yeah, the quick summary of why I wasn't there for all the fun that you got to have on Sunday. Yeah, so, a week ago, my wife and I had a kid. And, turns out, when you are just the second weekend after his birth, no, sorry, the weekend after his birth, your wife can only be so understanding if you are going to a convention, even if it's for work.
Hey, you know how you avoid that problem?
No. No. Just no.
Okay, just saying. Now that we're on the same page.
Anyway, so, yeah. Yes, no, we did get to talk to Jay, or Mike got to talk to Jay.
At some point, you gotta cut the cord.
You seem to...
At some point, you gotta cut the cord.
Moving on, Mike got to talk to Jay, and you guys did seem to have a bit of fun with that.
We had a lot of fun with that. We got to talk to Aaron, new friend that we made. We got to talk to Lars.
Almost missed Franco. Hey man, saw David Hayter while he was dressed up as Cindy. Yeah. Oh yeah, so
there's a lot of fun stuff going on this weekend.
So Franco Cosplay Comedy, another friend of ours. If you like a guy that just really doesn't take himself seriously and has
like us,
and has got the gender swap, well, not even gender swap, just like a full cross dress cosplay down as like his thing.
He's got a point.
It's awesome.
He's got a point. That's literally how that conversation goes.
Wow, really?
That's exactly how that conversation goes. Good call out.
Thanks, Franco. Just, guys,
a lot of angry faces.
Y'all are killing me. Oh,
Chris,
yeah.
are you asking or telling?
So, did you get to talk to Aaron, or was this, I'm assuming this is more, he's trying to promote Aaron?
I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing.
So, Aaron is,
Shake yes if you're trying... Oh, wait, we can't see that.
let me double check. Yeah, so Lucky 13 Art Cosplay, Aaron, friend of Chris and Erica's, amazing cosplayer as well. She is...
Oh, yeah, that works too.
She had, if I can pull through it, one, she pulled off a really badass Red Sun Supergirl.
Yes, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Among other really awesome stuff. Like, she's another one who her costuming and particularly armor building ability is just next level. But anyway, so who else did we get to talk to, or what else did we get to do?
I know every night we went and slept.
No, you did.
Yes, because that's one thing you don't realize is how tired.
Yeah, so we did try.
Oh. I don't think that's the right one, Chris. I don't know. We'll talk later.
Yeah, so yeah, we did try to do some live streaming at the convention on Saturday,
which
had technical difficulties more than a few times. Only got one of the 3 attempts to work, and even then it cut out a few times.
Cut out like literally. Oh, hey, we're talking about the feed cut out.
Yeah, like literally.
Oh, no, okay, we're back.
Yeah, we'd go and like within the same thought, it would cut out and pause the stream like 3 times, and then give us like 10-20 minutes of solid streaming, and then cut out again another 3 times.
Well, we did do an entire lap of the convention center.
Almost. There were a couple spots.
I even missed like the front right.
And we didn't hit anything downstairs. But yeah, so we tried.
Oh, speaking of downstairs, we got to talk to the guys from Docs.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to get up there and get my comics.
We did try to hit up as much as we could on the live stream, and just to be able to show the experience of what the convention was. But to be fair, there's really only so much, even in a live stream, that you are capable of explaining about the convention experience and how just exhausting it can be. Like it.
But it's still fun.
It's awesome.
It's hard to explain,
but
it really is one of those things that you kind of need to be there to experience for yourself. And if you're gonna go, wear comfortable shoes. I made the mistake of breaking out new Converses going into that.
Oh wow! I just saw Chris said about a minute ago that
2 weeks.
Yeah. So Erin from Lucky 13 Cosplay, she made her Red Sun Supergirl in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which yet again,
impressive.
I mean, you always hear cosplayers talk about the con crunch and trying to do like half or all of a cosplay, like a very complex cosplay within like 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, what she walked away with her Red Sun Supergirl may actually be one of the best examples of how much can be done.
Sounds like you people need to maybe get better at time management. Just saying.
Good luck. You know that some cosplayers will kill you for even attempting to tell them that, right? 2 drink minimum. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
So yeah, I mean honestly.
Only a classy hotel though.
Really? I mean, honestly, a convention that has a 2 drink minimum for a hotel of any kind is really appropriate.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
that's fair.
We nerds aren't exactly picky.
Again, you say we and nerd. I was an athlete in high school, sir. I played an actual sport, unlike you. Swimming is not a sport, it's an activity. Just like cheerleading.
Swimming in band. Can't really...
Activity, not a sport.
Oh, wait. How many times did football go to state while we were in school? And
Once.
How many times did band go to state?
Yeah, how many kids are in the band? Yeah, you think that was all on you? Come on, son. Your stupid trumpet. Yes, I remember what you played.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so yeah, just to try to get things back slightly more on the rails.
Nope.
Yes, we are called Dallas Geek for a reason. And your sister's saying cheer is a sport.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Tell my niece it's not a sport.
Wow. Okay, we're going there.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, just to try to get things slightly back on the rails.
Never.
So let's go ahead and quickly go over the good, the bad, and the meh from the convention. So the good. What were the highlights for you?
We made lots of friends.
Yeah, we did. And honestly, that we will continue to go back to conventions. That is, especially the ones here in Dallas, that is one of the best parts about these conventions, is that it is surprisingly easy to start making friends at these things. And like, I know that there are a lot of people that come to these conventions by themselves and are really nervous about trying to reach out and make new friends. Because, you know, if you're by yourself and you see a whole lot of people, it's not the easiest thing in the world to bring yourself to just go randomly say hi to somebody that you have no introduction to. But I have to say, if there was ever a group of people that make it about as easy as humanly possible to do that, it's probably the group of people at these conventions here in Dallas. And
especially the people that we know.
Yeah, in particular, everybody in the cosplay community in Dallas-Fort Worth, they are probably some of the most accepting people that I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, like, when I first started getting into conventions, it was one of the hardest things for me to try to get out there and meet new people. But honestly, once I started...
Well, I mean, look at you.
Yeah. But once I started meeting the cosplayers, it was always just shocking how quickly people were to reach out and say, "Hey, are you new to conventions? You seem a little lost, or do you want do you want us to show you around? Oh, you have a really cool shirt on for this thing that I love too. What did you think about this or this?" And it just kind of snowballs, and it's more than I think I've ever seen any other community within this size of event ever just bring in new people. Like, it is impressive.
No, I totally agree, man.
And it doesn't even matter which convention either. Go to any of them, find the cosplayers. It happens every time around here.
Like, the nerd community is so accepting because they know what it's like to kind of be different and a little bit on the weird side. Because, like, anime is not normal. It's not normal to like anime. It's not normal to like comic books. It's not normal now.
Well, not here.
But, well, no, but I mean, but growing up, you weren't cool if you were a comic book nerd.
That's true.
But now they rule the damn world. Now Avengers Endgame is gonna be the biggest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool to see the big shift from, oh, you guys are weird, you guys like this, that's not normal, like, but now it's everywhere. It's the pop culture norm.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a, hey, we were in the club first kind of thing.
Yeah, so that is...
But we're also super accepting of new people that want to join the club.
Yeah, so one quick side note, because especially when you try to look up the online cosplay community, you'll see it much more often than you do at the conventions. Anybody that is part of any aspect of the nerdy community online that takes offense at the newcomers that don't fit the typical nerdy stereotype, and don't like that somebody that seems a bit more mainstream is getting into these nerdy events and these nerdy fandoms, because, you know, well, they aren't real nerds, or they just don't look the part, or they, you know, they didn't have to go through the same kind of teasing and torment when they were growing up.
No.
That's a lot of that is an online thing. It's a weird ego thing for some people, but when you go to these events in person, you don't usually come across it as much. I can't say it won't ever happen, because sadly there are some people that just never grow up. But
there are asshats in the world.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, in the end, most of the in-person interactions you're going to have at these conventions are worth remembering.
No.
So yeah, other than cosplay and the cosplayers, what else was on the highlights reel for you?
We made Kyla cry.
We've already gone over that.
That was a big highlight.
And you know that she's probably just gonna hurt you if you keep bringing that up.
She can try. She can try.
And she'll succeed.
No,
She's
she
proven it before.
No, she won't. No, she hasn't.
Dude,
Anyway.
she's actually beaten you up before. I may not have witnessed it, but
So then how did you know that it actually happened?
Because she said she did, and you even had to admit it.
I admit no such things. You know why?
There were witnesses
Because
who admitted it.
I do not fabricate lies, sir. That's the right way to phrase that. Yeah.
Even if it was, that is
Even if it was.
that is so far from true. Anyway.
Ow.
It's called keeping. Yeah.
Whatever.
She called you old.
I am old. You're old.
So,
Who's got a kid?
kids don't
Old.
indicate age.
Old.
They indicate effort.
Old. Or dumb luck.
Eh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what else was on the highlight reel? I mean, sadly, we did not have the chance to be able to go and see the Back to the Future panel.
Yeah,
That would have
that
been on the highlight reel if we had gone to get in,
But somebody had to have a kid.
and it was also extra.
I would have paid extra. I would have paid extra in a heartbeat.
Mm.
But somebody had to have a kid. She can't hear me, right?
She can Sarah can always hear you. She's saying just you're old. I'm not.
The hell is
Thank you, Kyla.
What the hell is ein?
I'm. She meant I'm. Oh, Brad is fine. Sorry.
Maybe learn how to type with your stupid fingers.
Wow, we're just really going there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, trying to get this back on the rails so it's at least somewhat coherent.
Good luck.
So I would have to say that another thing to go on my highlight reel was Artist Alley. There were a lot of really good artists yet again there this year, and
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of going to check out what new offerings are there.
Right.
It was, of course, slightly biased when our friend Lars was one of the artists over there who was just showing off so much of her awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Which, of course, once we're able to get the interview that you did up with Dalen, you guys will be able to see yet more of Lars's work with his trident.
Yeah.
She hand sculpted that thing from scratch, and it is impressive.
She made it. She made it good.
Yeah. Anyway. What else?
It's all a blur.
Oh, of course, you mentioned Docs.
Yeah.
Docs was probably a highlight that I missed out on a lot of the fun of.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Docs Comics up in Frisco.
Are you asking or telling?
Frisco?
Are you asking or telling? Are you Ron Burgundy? Question mark.
Frisco, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Doc, if you actually end up seeing this.
Dumbass. Oh, speaking of puppets, look who just jumped on.
Hey, Hector. So yeah, you totally missed earlier when we were going all on about Mike's molestation by your puppets, and totally worth it. But
I'll point out this is a crime in 50 states, and we have video of it.
It's not a crime if the thing that molested you wasn't alive.
That is not how that works.
It totally is. An inanimate object is not capable of molesting you.
That is absolutely not how that works.
I dare you to go out in public and say a puppet molested me and wait to see who takes you seriously.
Oh, I will. I will.
Anyway, Kyle, Frisco, yes. So, Docs Comics getting back to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a...
Do you know where they're at, Brad? They're in Frisco, Brad.
I follow them on Facebook. I can look it up.
They're in Frisco.
I'm
Dumbass.
Your mother's pulling the Captain America on you. Language.
Whatever.
Anyway, there's a lot that I need to be better caught up on, but I've been a little distracted of late.
Yes, Docs is in Frisco.
Docs Comics, I do know that they host a lot of really awesome events. They have a lot of like Magic tournaments. They have a lot of D&D nights, some great comic feature events, and of course we missed out because we were at the convention, but they had a really awesome free comic book day event. I mean, honestly, Docs and Madness are probably two of the best comic book stores in North Dallas that are just absolutely worth your time.
Really good for events, really cool people.
And
if you go in there, you're going to spend time in there talking to everybody and just kind of having a good time.
Really well educated staff on what they sell.
Yep.
Like they know their comics, they know their games, they know their merch, and they know their nerdy fandoms, which is, that's kind of all you ever want from most comic book store employees.
Right.
Because you always have the one person that'll come in for the first time, or for the first time in several years, and just really hasn't stayed up to date, and just has questions about, well, what's this, who's that, what's the deal with this game,
right,
whatever. And it helps when the people at the store are able to answer your questions. And Docs, they do have a great staff. I mean, the people that we talked to at the convention were really great, and Doc in particular, I mean, it's really great when the owner of a comic book store like that is so enthusiastic about that whole part of nerdy things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's great.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of the stuff that he himself plays in the interview that Brad should hopefully have posted soon, provided he can get to it soon.
It will. The next, the next interview from the convention that is going up is actually the one with Shane, and then after that it's going to be the one with Doc.
Cool.
Yeah.
And if the picture's bad, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, we were gonna. Yeah. Later.
I still have a lot to learn.
I know.
Okay.
This
is what happens when you give me technology.
If you guys remember everything that we have talked about in previous live streams, I'm the one that usually runs all the behind the scenes stuff. I do the editing, I run the equipment, and we were supposed to have a second camera guy that was going to be working with us over the weekend, but he got sick, and so that's why I was there for 2 days, and then Mike had to figure things out on Sunday.
Did I figure things out at least okay enough?
You got a C.
It's passing.
It is.
I'll take it.
It is. We can bring you up to that B plus A minus range really quickly.
I'm okay with that.
But Mike is starting to finally learn the actual technical behind the scenes stuff, and that is, good for you.
Stop touching me like that. You're not a puppet. Yeah, there's literally, this is live. You're getting molested live.
So we are actually, we can't wait to be able to get Doc's interview up, because Doc...
Have you watched it yet?
A bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
And honestly, I really want to be able to do more stuff with Doc in the future. He's just...
Got his business card.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's really great. But anyway, I'd say those are pretty much the big highlights.
Yep.
So now we have so that's the good. Now we have the bad and the meh. So the bad...
Was there anything bad?
Honestly, the only bad... There are really only two bad things I can say.
Remember, we were invited as press.
No, I know. There are really only two bad things I can say about the convention, and even then, they aren't really the convention's fault.
Yeah.
It's just the circumstances of the weekend. The first being, Fan Expo as a convention is actually really good.
Yeah.
But on the years where they coincide with other like long-running conventions or big nerdy events, like in this year's case, was Texas Frightmare Weekend and Free Comic Book Day. It creates a slight traffic problem on the floor, and not their usual traffic problem where there are too many people. It's that people tend to disappear more than what they normally would. So while if you are an attendee, it's actually a good thing because you are able to move around easier during the high point of Saturday, which is always the worst time to try to get around on the main convention floor. It does end up meaning that A, you're missing out on other things that you could have been at, and B, it just, if you wanted to go to the convention and see that mass of people, like if that is actually your thing, because there are some people that genuinely do like the big mass of people, that's just not there.
Yep.
So, I mean, in the end, that's not, like I said, that's not really the convention's fault at all. That's just timing, because, I mean, while we can try to come back and say, well, you know, the convention has complete control over what weekend they pick ahead of time. They have complete control over choosing whether or not to have it coincide with other events. The reality of what happens behind the scenes, and this isn't just Fan Expo, this is all of these big conventions. Once you get to a certain size of convention, there are only certain venues that you can really go to hold, and if you have a consistent venue already that can hold your convention, they already have dates pre-booked out a year to even 3-5 years in advance for other things, and so your convention kind of has to take whatever gaps are available as it comes up, and honestly, pricing for the convention is going to vary from weekend to weekend, year to year. And so because the convention has to be able to make a profit as well, they have to try to go for whatever weekend is going to be the most profitable, both because of how much it's costing them to rent out the space, and because of the estimated number of people that will actually show up. And there's just really not an easy way to foolproof those logistics. Like, you can't plan the date on any of these conventions perfectly.
Well, like next year, it's in March.
Yeah. And
so they went from first weekend of April to first weekend of May to last weekend in March.
And I think, was it the year before that, or the year even before that, that it was like beginning of June?
Yes.
I mean, unless...
But that was back when they were running 3 a year.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless you, as a convention, are large enough to be able to dictate terms to the convention center, like, say, New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con, where you can get this whatever weekend you want, you can get all the terms that you want, and there's really no negotiation issues that you have to deal with because you just are, and the convention center literally depends on you as probably one entire quarter of their business's worth of profits.
Right.
Unless you are at that point, you just kind of have to work through what comes up. So, yeah, people are always going to complain about the weekend that Fan Expo comes up on, but that's not something that they can really fix.
Just glad it's not on WrestleMania weekend again next year.
Yeah.
This was nice to not have it on WrestleMania weekend this year.
Oh, we have Sarah Baum on here that says that she's actually glad that it's in March because it doesn't conflict with any other major conventions or Ren Fair, which, to be fair, that is true. Because I know that a lot of the Ren Fair stuff kicks up, like, I think, end of April, beginning of May.
I think so, yeah.
So, yeah, no, and that is another really good point, that a surprising number of people in the cosplay community around here also are heavily involved in the Ren Fair community. I mean, there are very obvious tie-ins, and so to be able to see that both of those events are capable of coexisting as well is nice too. But yeah, so that's one of my two main bad parts of the convention. The other bad part, honestly, had to do with what was it?
Good job, Brad.
Crap. I'm drawing a blank. I had it a minute ago. I know. This is why I'm supposed to write things down.
I'm not gonna throw you a lifeline. I'm just gonna sit here and watch it.
I know. So yeah, one of the other downsides was
Strawberry shortcake.
The
Poodles.
The ongoing issue that happens, I mean, really every year about.
I was trying to throw you off.
About guest cancellations.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, that's really, once again, nothing that the convention can control.
No.
There
were a couple
although
of big
to be fair,
ones this
there
year.
weren't really any. I don't think there's really anybody that canceled that was so insurmountable that.
You had a guy that was here for the last 5 years not come this year. Momoa.
Oh yeah. But yeah, even then, I don't think that there was really, because they had enough other big names.
That's true. But then, like, Lando Carter
that,
then only cut it down to one day, and then
yeah,
there was some stuff. I mean, it was unfortunate, but I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's honestly that's going to be a continued issue every year. It's not even this year specific. No. It's unfortunate, but but then do you have any bad?
I don't think so.
Okay.
A lot of walking. They were in the right part of the convention center this year. The setup was really good.
Yes. So.
Do you disagree with me?
It's less about the part of the convention center and more, I'm waiting for the year that they can expand the convention enough to take over more of the convention center. Because when you're able to go from A through D Hall,
yeah,
and
I think that was they only did that first year, right?
Yeah, the first year or 2 years that they were there before Fan Expo bought it.
Yeah,
when it was still like Fan Expo, when it was still Dallas Comic Con.
Yeah,
they actually had what was it? I think that year they had C through F?
Yeah, that's right. Because we had to walk the Skyway.
Yeah. They had a lot. Plus, I think they were using B Hall as one of their their big stage. Yep. So I mean, yeah. When they can finally get to a size where they can take up more of the convention center, so that we can actually have a larger experience. And part of that is programming, because they always continue to try to add more to programming, and so much of their programming has to deal with what the fans express that they want to see.
Yeah.
This year they brought in their little Digicon experience for trying to bring in digital influencers to be able to meet people, and it was an interesting idea. I don't know if the execution really held out as well as they were hoping it would, but it was an interesting idea.
It's an interesting question that Sarah just posed.
Yeah, so the question that was brought up by Sarah is, do we think there were too many, they were trying to have too many reunions at the convention at the same time, because it...
damn you, Mondo. Damn you so hard.
Because it did seem like that was contributing to the line and crowd issues. Sort of. Like, I don't think that there is necessarily a problem with having so many reunions or like full cast collections.
They've been trying to do Back to the Future for a few years now.
Yeah.
And they would always get a cancellation, so I think this year they wanted to do it like come hell or high water.
Yeah. And like, I don't think there's really a problem with having like full, like multiple full cast collections at the convention.
I think that's fine. They had Smallville.
I think
Boy Meets World.
Part of what could be improved there is partly scheduling time. That you just need to better schedule out how the events around those groups work. But part of it, I think, also has to deal with.
Yeah, Chris has a good point too. Like I don't necessarily think that it was so many celebs. I think it was like the variety of celebs. Like there were a ton of people that I would have wanted to see if I would have actually been able to take the time. But like Chris told us, like he waited in Zach Levi's line forever, and then they cut it off before he could get up there.
Mm-hmm. So I think because they do this at San Diego.
Yeah. But like, I mean, if you think about it,
I think what would be one of the best things that they could do to improve the celebrity side of Fan Expo is I don't think they should be trying to clump the celebrities together in such a tight space like they are right now.
See, I kind of want to argue with you because I think that would make it easier to get through one line and then get into another and then get into another and get it.
Like, I don't think that I'm not saying that they should be in the same general area.
I think maybe the grouping.
That they don't need to be. So, like all of A Hall was the celebrity area.
Yeah.
I think that instead of just using all of A Hall as their celebrity area, they could have easily taken that, used half of A Hall as their celebrity area, used half of B Hall as their celebrity area, and moved everything from B Hall and everything else from there back further down towards like E and F.
That's a lot of walking though.
That's the point. Like, if they could do that and then fill in the rest of the convention floor with more, like, activities, so, like, bring in, like, GameStop, for example, had a booth with some, like, gaming cabinets and things up. If they could do more things of that, like, actually have an arcade set up in part of the convention floor, and then have, part of, the floor set up as... like take the cosplay area and expand it out to the cosplay experience, so that they are able, so that you not only have the cosplay guests, but you actually have more area devoted to like the cosplay backdrops and the actual like experiences for like the Jurassic Park vehicles, the sci-fi backdrops, the Walking Dead stuff. Like really expand that and make that more of an experience than a quick little pop-up, and do that more, make much more of the whole convention experience based, and then you can add in more vendors down the line, spread the events out so that you aren't continuing to go into just the far right side are vendors, the middle is the that's for
like some comments.
The middle is the artists, and then cosplay, and then everything else after that's celebrities. No, I think the floor needs to be better blended, and you would be able to clean up so much of the congestion issue.
Agreed.
Even with like I think realistically you could go in there and have like between 3 and 5 complete casts of something popular at Fan Expo, and if you lay the floor out properly, you won't have the congestion problems.
Yeah.
I think it's doable, because if San Diego can do it, and it's just a matter of space.
Yeah.
Fan Expo can too.
That's true.
So.
But, and then what was your meh?
Sarah, it is nice having them all in one area to be able to jump from line to line. I think that the area just needs to be better spread out and better thought out. Because right now, I think the biggest problem with the celebrity area is because you have like front side celebrity, back side celebrity, side celebrity. The lines all kind of end up intersecting in the center, and so it becomes much more crammed and feels more claustrophobic.
Well, Chris, we'll keep that in mind, but if you want to maybe throw some press passes our way. Or maybe, bring us in as advisors.
Honestly, I don't know. I think it would be nice if, we could be brought in for the convention or two.
Those are press.
Anyway,
we'll reach out to you later, Chris. Whatever you can make happen, we'd be okay with.
But yeah. So what else? So the meh.
The meh.
I think the meh was just that. I don't know.
Don't hurt yourself.
I don't know. I think that if you try to hold up every Fan Expo to the level of expectation of having something like monumentally memorable every single year, you're going to be continually disappointed.
Sure.
Because not even San Diego is fully capable of that without being able to have like the big movie premieres and the big game debuts and all that stuff. But
when is San Diego this year? Is it July again?
I think. I'll look it up later. But
food running out.
I think there are a couple of minor adjustments. Just going back to the whole. There needs to be more emphasis on the experiences versus the things you walk away buying.
Yeah.
That would be able to make Fan Expo so much more generally memorable. It's always going to be a memorable convention. It's always going to be a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the convention so much, because I genuinely do like all of the potential that it has, I see everything that could be just tweaked a little bit here, tweaked a little bit there, to be able to make it that much better.
Yeah.
And I want to see that happen so much.
So Mondo trying to get smart, but Mondo doesn't realize that he spends as much time with me as I do with Brad. Just saying, Mondo. No, I agree. And Kyla brought up a good point. Food running out. That was a problem.
Oh my god. So, a few years back, they actually did have more food vendors.
Stop. Energy drinks.
Yes, they need more.
They don't have any.
Last year they actually had Red Bull and Monster.
They didn't have them this year.
I know.
I was about ready to kill somebody for one. So not that I'm moving around along.
Anyway, so yeah, like that is a big thing. Be able to have even if they're not necessarily going to be sponsors, be able to have them as a presence there.
Because coffee's nice, but Jesus, like when I'm paying $8 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, Monster and Red Bull, 5 Hour Energy. Just bring in the big names. You already know that they sponsor these kind of things. You already know that they're popular. And Red Bull, when they came out and were offering free samples, which were just, we have like 20 cans that we need to get rid of in the next 5 minutes. Do you want 3 of them?
Yeah.
And be able to have that walking by. That is... There's a reason why nerds and gamers are considered energy drink junkies. Fan Expo needs to lean into that more, because they would, like, even if they made a deal to say, look, even if you don't want to give it away, just sell the energy drinks, and we'll take like 0.5% of your revenue from the convention. and give you a massive discount on your space at the convention. That alone...
God, could I help pay for that to happen?
Like, that alone, do you have any idea how many people at these conventions would just be trying to go into cardiac arrest down in these things? Like,
because, like, I'm sorry, but like when
it would be so helpful
when you're on your feet as much as you are, when you're moving as much as you are. Like, the coffee's nice, it is, but again, do I want to pay for an $8 cup of coffee from Starbucks? I can say their name, right? We're not getting in trouble.
No, I mean they have a permanent spot at the convention center, so Starbucks. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, yeah, if I'm gonna spend $8,
and we're not being sponsored by them, so we don't have to talk nice.
I wouldn't be sponsored by them. To hell with them.
Hey,
was that
Starbucks money is good money.
Was that allowed? Yeah, but they're... Nah, anyway.
You weren't about to go into the Christmas cup argument, were you?
No, I was about to go into the politics argument.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, number one, the only place that you can get...
Greater Austin Comic Con had a Coca-Cola booth set up, and they were giving out free samples of all the flavors.
I had a lot of samples.
That's fair. That's another thing. Energy drinks, yeah, that's great. But why aren't like the other major soda brands trying to make a presence at these conventions too?
It was a little weird.
I mean, you know,
Dr. Pepper is here.
Like, yeah, you
Dr.
know
Pepper
that
is literally here.
You know that major soft drinks are popular in this crowd.
Yeah.
Why is that not even an attempt?
No, I will be honest with you. I don't think I had a single soda that weekend. Dude, I was drinking water left and right.
Yeah. Oh,
to stay hydrated, but at the same time, like I said, the coffee's overpriced, and there's only one place that you can get it at. If they have vendors, just one in the north, one on the north, south, east, and west end of the convention floor, like literally just spotted up where you can just pop up and hit it, and like, oh, yep, $5 for this, you know.
And once again,
dude, it would make life so much easier.
Soft drink companies also sell water. So that would be an easy way to be able to say, hey, we want your soft drink company to come in and sponsor the event with one stipulation. Half of the options that you offer up to people have to be bottled water. And do you have any idea how helpful that would be for people to just survive?
Well, how many soda companies have their own bottled water?
I think every one of them.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about Dr. Pepper, but I know Coke has...
That's the only one that I can think of that maybe doesn't.
But I know Coke has it, and I know, I'm like 90% sure PepsiCo has their own.
Right. But, no, that's, yeah, people were generally not drinking.
I know they aren't drinking water, but they need to, and you know
Yeah.
that if it was available, it would be a helpful thing.
But not everybody's smart like us, Chris.
Yeah.
Not everybody's smart like us.
Alright, here we go. You keep talking.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, that's something that I would like to see, and along to Kyla's point as well, the fact that they kept running out of food. I agree, Franco. I agree.
PepsiCo does Gatorade.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's got electrolytes, which is what plants crave. Let us know in the comments if you get the reference. Yeah, Coke has Dasani. Yeah, Pepsi is
Aquafina.
Okay. But yeah, just a better variety of food too. Because I mean, so you had the cafeteria, you had the concessions, little junkets on the walls, on the front and the back walls, where you could get like snack foods and that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's
so I've actually been to other conventions.
Like even at sorry to interrupt, but even at Fan Days they have the food trucks.
Yeah, well, like I've been at other conventions at the Dallas Convention Center that will actually have like 2 or 3 dedicated areas inside the convention floor.
It is the thirst mutilator, guys. It is the thirst mutilator.
But they will actually have like 2 or 3 spots around the convention center. I mean, we're talking conventions that literally take up the entire convention center.
Yep.
That will have like 2 or 3 spots on the convention floor just roped off with like 5 or 7 food court options, massive table settings, and you can just go over there, do your thing, but you still also have the food out in the main hallway, downstairs, and they'll have like the gift shop open for their concessions and whatever.
And I sure hope they have those free water stations at this year's A-Con.
Yeah. Yeah, that is another.
What with it being outside in June.
Yeah. But like that is another big thing that is kind of a meh on my book, that just more food, more water, more energy drinks. We need more caffeine, we need more sustenance to get us through the days.
Yeah. And don't run out of it.
Like, yeah,
a little more variety and a little more just quantity would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yet again, these are all just honestly minor things. If you take them individually, every one of these things are just minor tweaks and adjustments to Fan Expo that would make the whole experience just that much better. That, you know, little change, and eventually you just found that if you make even like 5 or 6 minor tweaks per year, a couple years down the line, you now have a convention that is exponentially better than anything that you have been to before in Texas. Like, yeah. And that's all it takes, is just these little things that you can't even call them like major problems or complaints. They just are, you know? I don't know. Am I
Are you being a nerd? Yes.
Well, no, am I nitpicking too much on this?
No.
I mean, I realize that trying to keep Fan Expo at the same level of expectation that you have for San Diego, you can't really do that, because they are very different conventions.
Oh.
And the only way that you could have the same level of expectation as for Fan Expo as you do San Diego is like 10 years down the line, after they've continued to make these minor tweaks. Like, that's it.
No.
But you finish.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, technology. Look at that.
It'll click. Anyway. Ah, true. Yeah, no. Sarah, you are very right. But yeah. So, I don't know. I think Fan Expo is one of those conventions that, because it's one of, if not the biggest convention in the state of Texas, that is not a niche convention, like an anime convention is, for example.
We're going to be about wrap-up time.
1 second. So this is what happens when I
no, that's the universe telling
jack
us.
up the lights.
That's the universe telling us we need to start wrapping it up.
I guess. But yeah, I don't know, I think. There you go. I think at this point, oh dear Lord, this all the way.
I'm so pale.
Keep talking.
You know what, David? I did cry watching Endgame, and I'm okay with that.
So yeah,
and you didn't, because you're a heartless, soulless person.
Anyway,
Sorry.
So yeah, I would say that at this point,
grief, look at how pale that made me.
Nah, I would say,
I guess look at how pale it showed that I am.
Yeah, I would say at this point, yeah, if we could keep seeing the and Andrew even talked about it during our interview with him.
Yeah.
If we continue to see these minor improvements every year, like he does genuinely seem like he's trying to do, and a lot of that is going to come back down to us, the people that go to the conventions, continuing to reach out to Fan Expo and say, hey, we would like to see this next year. Yeah. Hey, we would like to see this next year. Hey, could you guys do this for us? Eventually, if enough people ask for the same things, they will start to do it. Hey, wifey joined.
Did you just?
Yes, I did. Like, this is a shock to you.
Okay.
But yeah, no, all it takes is just everybody continuing to reach out to them and just say, please, can we have this? Please, can you do this? And eventually, they will. I mean, they may not move quickly, but they are very receptive to fan requests.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we can all just continue to ask for these slight changes every single year, we will start to see the convention that we all know that Fan Expo can be.
Yep, agreed.
So
everything's dying right now.
Yeah, the tablet just went out, but the computer's going and the lights are back up, so we're fine. But yeah, on that note, we should probably wrap it up because we've already. Hi, sweetie.
Is she stink-eyeing me? I can't tell.
No, she's stink-eyeing me.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So anyway, yeah, no, I'd say that this is about everything that we can cover.
Blame him.
Just repeating. Blame me?
Yes. Always.
That's fair.
Yep. I don't want her to blame me. Did you see the face she was just giving us?
Yes.
I'm sorry, giving you?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want that coming my way.
And yet it does so often. So...
Not from her, though.
Anyway, yeah, so on that note, guys, we will continue to try to be more consistent with our live streams moving forward. We'll also try to make sure that you guys are aware more than a day in advance when we're going to be doing a live stream. So, yeah, until next time, thank you all for joining us, and if you are catching this video on the playback, you can see this and all of our other videos on Facebook and on YouTube. We have the audio from all of our interviews, all of our videos, plus about to be some additional special extras on the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. Still can't quite seem to get confirmed on iHeart, but that's whatever.
Are we on Vine? Is Vine still a thing? Is Vine still cool with the kids?
Twitter bought them, so we are on Twitter. But yeah, so
I can't say do it for the Vine anymore.
You can do it for the gram. Anyway, bye, Chris. But yeah, so yeah, just please go check out the rest of our stuff. Also, if this is the first time that you have seen any of our content and you've actually made it this far, congratulations. You are fantastic. We love you.
Brad owes
and
you
please
$20.
Don't forget to subscribe or follow us because that would be so helpful. And yeah, until next time, this is Brad and Mike from Dallas Geek saying, see ya.